Please welcome to the stage our next storyteller, Paul Doncaster.
I leaned in for the kiss that was going to change everything. A kiss of promise and hope and endless possibilities. My first year of college did not go nearly the way I thought it would. Everybody I graduated with, all of my friends, went away to college like you're supposed to. They were meeting new people and having new experiences in exciting new places. Syracuse, Providence, Fitchburg. I was so envious. I was going to Suffolk University and living at home as a commuter student, so my day-to-day was pretty much what it was when I was in high school. Get up, go to class, get some work in if I had any hours, come home, eat with the family, do some studying, go to bed. Lather, rinse, repeat, just like in high school. And I spent that first year feeling really stuck, like everybody I knew had graduated to the big table and I was still at the little kids' table. So I was really happy when summer finally arrived. All of my friends came home and my social life started to get back on some kind of a track. A couple weeks into the summer, my friend Chris invited me down to the Cape because his family had rented a house for a couple weeks. On our first night there, we just finished eating dinner, the door flew open, and she appeared. She didn't come in, she didn't enter, she appeared. Hair done up in the 80s Vogue, white summer dress, killer tan, killer smile, stunning, stunning. She was there for just a couple of minutes, and then she was gone. To spread euphoria elsewhere, I assume. I turned to Chris, and I said, "Who was that?" "That's my sister, Jennifer." He never told me he had a sister, and now I knew why. I couldn't believe my good fortune. And the more I thought about it, the better it got. Not only was I going to be able to spend some time over the next couple days getting to know this girl, but I was her older brother's friend. I had an in. Pathetic and sad as it was something to build off of. I spent the next couple of days trying really hard to make a good impression. I told her all about what it was like to be a college guy. I told her I liked Michael Jackson and Boy George way more than I actually did. I couldn't moonwalk, but I was able to demonstrate that I had learned how to do the shuffle step from the I Can Dream About You video. Some of you of a certain age might remember that was a thing for about a day and a half. I can dream about you if I can't hold you tonight. Yeah, that wasn't her reaction. My charms underwhelmed. And I left a couple days later, and the entire summer and fall passed without another word passing between us. But something must have happened over Christmas. I must have called the house looking for Chris, and she answered the phone, because by February, we were talking on the phone frequently, because that's what you did before texting. I finally worked up the nerve to ask her out, and she said yes. And suddenly, my lather, rinse, repeat life didn't seem as mundane or depressing. If a girl like Jennifer found me interesting enough to go on a date with, then maybe things weren't as bad as I thought. I picked her up and took her to see Splash, perfect first date movie. It was sold out. All 3 shows. I had no backup plan at all. And from the moment that first thing went wrong, a sense of panic set in. And my mask of false self-confidence started falling away really fast as we went to the car. Well, what do you want to do now? Oh, I don't know. Let's think of something to do. What do you want to do? Well, I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? It was a train wreck. After about a half an hour of driving around aimlessly, she finally suggested that we go to a friend of hers' house who was having some kids over. And that's how I spent my dream date with Jennifer, in some basement in Winchester, talking to a bunch of high school kids I didn't know. I drove her home, and as she got out, I leaned in for the kiss that was going to change everything. And she gave it to me. It was a kiss of sympathy and kindness and merciful finality. Rather like being kissed by Dr. Kevorkian. I drove home with no way to deny it any longer. That kiss made it crystal clear. I was stuck. I was not growing up. Something had to change. So I moped around for about 4 days, and then I went to the library, because that's what you did before the internet, and I took out the Complete Guide to U.S. Colleges and Universities. And that is how I ended up, 6 months later, standing in the parking lot of the Greyhound bus station in Terre Haute, Indiana, 1,500 miles from everyone and everything I'd ever known, looking for any sign of the Indiana State University campus, and saying out loud, "Holy shit, what the hell have I gotten myself into?" I picked up my bags and took my first steps forward into a new life of promise and hope and unexpected circumstances, whatever they ended up being. Thank you.